Whether you believe leadership has evolved or devolved over time, there is no disputing. The practice of leadership has become a contentious topic, steeped in ethereal, ambiguous rhetoric. Everyone seems to have an opinion of what constitutes good leadership, but if good leadership is so easy to define and identify, why then does it seem so hard to come by? Society has essentially commoditized leadership, resulting in a leadership bubble of sorts. Because leadership has become the latest version of an entitlement program, too many unqualified leaders have been allowed to enter the ranks. This is not just a business problem, it's a global leadership problem. The media is littered with daily examples of those placed in positions of leadership who failed to lead. Leaders are often selected, promoted, and retained on entirely the wrong basis. When leadership is perceived as little more than a title, granting access to a platform for personal gain, rather than a privilege resulting in an opportunity to serve, we'll continue to find ourselves in a crisis of leadership. Those of you familiar with my work know I'm a dyed-in-the-wool leadership guy. I believe all things begin and end with leadership. In fact, I hold this thesis so dear, I've said for years, businesses don't fail, projects don't fail, and products don't fail. Leaders fail. With principled, effective leadership, all things are possible. It's only when optics become more important than ethics, when profit becomes more important than purpose, when process becomes more important than people, and when politics becomes more important than doing the right thing, that individuals and organizations lose their direction. Sadly, this is where much of the world finds itself today. The good news is by hacking current leadership frameworks and dynamics, we can find our way back to true north. The best leaders understand leadership is the key to unlocking and realizing limitless potential. I want you to think about leadership like this. The only borders to leadership are those which are self-imposed. The only limits on your personal team or organizational leadership are the ones you submit to. So you have a choice. You can limit your worldview, or you can expand it. You can embrace the status quo, or you can shatter it. You can follow best practices, or you can lead innovation around them to identify next practices. Real leaders don't limit themselves, but more importantly, they refuse to limit those they lead. All truly great leaders I've had the opportunity to work with have had one thing in common. They have a clear understanding of their strengths and weaknesses. They've learned to check their ego, enhance their level of self-awareness, and understand how others perceive them. They are clear thinkers who understand their role and are prepared to act accordingly. This is a foundational chapter, one that sets the tone you can build upon, chapter by chapter, as you move forward. Therefore, the balance of this chapter will offer some insights into how you can hack away at the self-rationalizations and justifications keeping you from reaching your leadership potential. The leadership gap defined. Those who become what they do not understand will not like the outcome. It's imperative you define yourself on both an aspirational and practical level as a leader in order to lead well. Leadership isn't just a role or a title, it's a choice. The best leaders choose to be better. They choose to be different. They choose to lead well. The seminal question you must ask yourself as a leader is, why should anyone be led by you? Think about it like this. Aside from having a job, how are people better off being led by you? In order to consistently receive the right answer to the aforementioned question, a leader must first gain an understanding of the following three critical leadership gaps. 1. The development gap. This refers to the gap between how you assess your current leadership ability and your true potential as a leader. An accurate understanding of this gap indicates whether you see leadership as a destination or as a continuum. It will determine whether you grow and develop your leadership skills or whether you will follow the path of least resistance and rest upon your laurels. Keep this in mind. It is impossible for a leader who is not growing and developing to lead a growing and developing enterprise.